Welcome to today's class. We are going to talk about how to compare numbers using the number line and then solve a bit of questions on the number line. Let's have a recap of what we did previously on the number line. We realized that the number line is a straight line divided into equal segments that shows the position of numbers, and the numbers we represent on the number line are set of integers made up of all positive and negative whole numbers, including 0. Yes, so this is what we call a number line, as we saw from the previous lesson. 0, and then moving to the right on the number line are the positive numbers: 1, 2, 3, 4. And then moving on the left are our negative numbers: -1, -2, -3, -4. Yes, we were able to add numbers using this number line. Yeah, so we solved some questions and then I gave you assignments to do. So we are going to solve those assignments and then we move on to comparing numbers using this number line. Okay, so let's solve the first question. Our first question was 4 plus -3. Yes, so from the questions, this is the second question. We solved the first question, -5 plus 6, and we had 1 as the answer. We are going to solve this one and then we'll see what we get. So let's put -3 in brackets. So we first draw our number line. Then we label it. So we are going to have -3 on the number line. So we can put our 0 here. Let's put our 0 here. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We are going to start counting from 4. Then we have our negative numbers: -1, -2, -3, -4. So we mark our 4 on the number line. This 4 plus -3, you can solve this in two ways. This is the same as adding 4 to -3 or subtracting 3 from 4. So this can be written as 4 minus 3. Let me write my 4 well. So 4 minus 3 can be written as this. This is the same as this. So these are 4. We are subtracting 3 from 4 because we are subtracting, we'll be moving backwards. So we'll be moving this way because we are subtracting. So we are subtracting 3. So let's do the counting. 1, 2, 3. It falls on 1. So our answer is 1. Or we can select a number as -3 and then add 4. Add 4 to -3. So adding 4 to -3, we do the count. Because we are adding, we'll be moving to our right. So let's do the counting. 1, 2, 3. Oh, you see, we fall on the same one. So 4 plus -3, as we have solved it in 2 ways, it's also giving us 1. So 1 is our answer. So 4 plus -3 equals 1. I hope you had it right. Okay, let's solve the third question. 2 minus 7. So the question is 2 minus 7, which for now we don't know. So we draw a number line. Put a 0 here. 1, 2, 3. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7. So we are subtracting 7 from 2. So we mark our 2 here, and then we do the counting. Because we are subtracting, we move backwards. So let's start the counting. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we fall here. So 2 minus 7 gives us -5. So -5 is our answer. -5. This 2 minus 7 can also be written as -7 plus 2. -7 and then a positive number. So we can also solve this way. We mark our -7 here, and then we are adding 2. So we move to our right. So 1, 2. See, it also fell on -5. So that also gives us -5. Therefore 2 minus 7 is what? -5. It's very easy adding numbers using the number line, and it makes you understand it better. So you can use the number line to add positive and negative numbers, so you don't even have to get confused doing that. Solve our next question. -3, -4. -3, -4. Okay, we can write -3, -4 as -3 plus -4. So we are adding -4 to -3, more like stack of numbers, or stack of negative numbers. So we draw a number line. So this is a 0. This is a 1. This is a 2. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, and then -8. So we mark our -3 from the number line. We are adding -4 to -3. So adding -4 to -3 lets us count this way. Yes, so we are moving 4 units, or 4 units in the left direction, adding -4 to -3. We do the counting: 1, 2, 3, 4, and we get an answer: -7, -7. So -4, -3, -4 gives us -7. Yes, so it's more like subtracting -4 from -3. And when we are subtracting, we move this way. So like that, in that order. Move this way. Don't forget to solve it that way, or don't forget the ways in which we are making the solutions to these problems simple. Okay, let's solve our last question. Our last question: -3 plus -2. This is similar to the previous question. So without wasting much time, we draw a number line, label as 0, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7. So we mark a -3 on the number line. We are adding -2 to -3. So we move this way. Because we are adding a negative number, we move in this direction, we are adding a negative number. So we are increasing the negativity of this number, -3. So we do the counting. 1, 2. Yes, so -3 plus -2 gives us -5. It's the same as writing -3, -2, or -3 minus 2, -3 minus 2. When we are subtracting, we move this way, like we realized earlier. So subtracting -3 from, or -2 from 3, we move, and then we move, then we get an answer. So -3 plus -2 gives us -5. Yes, so I would recommend that you play more with the number line, play more with numbers on the number line, and you'll be able to understand this concept very well. So we come back to today's lesson. We are going to use the same number line to compare numbers. Yes. So how do we do that? Okay, so positive and negative numbers, we can sometimes call them directed numbers. Why are we calling them directed numbers? This is because the sign of the number, whether positive or negative, tells us which direction from 0 they appear on the number line. Yes, when we were adding the numbers, we realized that, or when we were adding numbers using the number line, we realized that we always put our positive numbers. If this is 0, we always put our positive numbers this way, moving to the right from 0. So we label this as 1, we label this as 2, we label this as 3, and then we put our negative numbers to the left. We direct the negative numbers to the left. We label them -1, -2, -3. We can add a -4. Yes, so if we call them directed numbers, it makes sense. So the sign of, let's say, this -4 here tells us that -4 is on the left side on the number line, looking at it from 0. So the further to the right a number lies on the number line, further to the right, moving away, moving to the right, the further we go, the number increases. The further we go, the number increases. And then the further left we go on the number line, moving further to our left, the smaller the number becomes. The smaller the number becomes. So we can say that from this number line we have drawn here, this -3 here this negative 3 here is bigger than is bigger than this negative 4 here. So our negative 3 is bigger than the negative 4 here, because the further left we go, the smaller the number becomes. So negative 1 on the number line is bigger than negative 3. I hope this makes sense. Yes, it does. We use symbols to compare numbers or to show the relationship between two numbers. So what symbols do we use to do that? We use the smaller than symbol and the greater than symbol. So this symbol here is known as smaller than, and this symbol here is known as greater than. So remember that we have smaller than and greater than. Okay, so let's move back to our number line we drew previously. From this number line, we can say that 1, we can say that, let me erase some of the stuffs here. Okay, we can say that 1 is smaller than 3, or 1 is less than 3. And we can also say that 3 is bigger than or greater than 0. To help us remember the signs, or to know which signs to choose correctly, take note that the open up of the sign, that is this part of the sign, where the sign gets bigger, faces the bigger number. So where the sign opens up, it faces the bigger number, and where the sign closes up faces the smaller number. So this 1 less than 3, we see that the sign opens up at 3. So this 3 is facing the bigger side of the sign, and the 1 is also facing the smaller side of the sign. And so we can rewrite this as 3 greater than 1. So this is the same as this, because the bigger side of the sign is facing 3 and the smaller side of the sign is facing 1. Do we see that? Yes, we do. Let's solve some examples. So we are going to draw a number line showing all integers from -10 to 10. So yeah, so we have our number line labeled from -10 to 10. Yeah, so this number line is not drawn to scale. The reason why I'm saying that is the segments the segments between the numbers are not the same, so it's not drawn to scale. If you want to draw a number line to scale, moving from one number to another or moving from the numbers should be the same. The spaces between the numbers should be the same. That's what I mean. Yes, so this number line, let's take note, is not drawn to scale. But for learning purposes, let's use this number line. So we are going to compare numbers on this line. Okay, we start with 1 and 7. 1, we have 1, and then we have a space here, and then 7. So you are going to fill in the space here, whether 1 is smaller than 7 or 1 is bigger than 7, with the appropriate sign. So these are our signs we are going to use: the less than sign and the greater than sign. So 1 and 7, which sign would you use to compare the 1 and 7? You see that 7 is farther away from 1. 7 is farther away from 1 on the right side of the number line. Moving further away, the number gets bigger. And so if the number gets bigger, then we can use the smaller than sign so that the sign opens up at 7. Then we can say that 1 is less than 7 or 1 is smaller than 7. Let's try another example from this same number line. 9 and 6. Yes, we use the same principle. 9 is farther away from 6, or we use the greater than sign so that the sign opens up on 9. If we want to use a smaller than sign, then we have to write the 6 first. So then we can write 6 is less than 9. But with this, we have to use a greater than sign so that we read 9 is greater than 6. Let's try another example. -4 and 0. So -4, from the number line, -4 is less than 0. So -4 is less than 0. So the sign opens up on 0. It means 0 is greater than -4. How about -3 and -2. We can say that -3 is smaller than -2. So we say -3 is less than -2. Okay, I'm going to give you an exercise. This is what you are going to do. This is what you are going to do from the exercise I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you set of numbers, and then you arrange those numbers. You arrange those numbers from the smallest to the largest. I would recommend you use a number line to help you do this. So you can first draw the number line, and then make sure the numbers you are given can be found on the number line, and then you arrange those numbers using the number line, and then using the correct symbol, you arrange the numbers from the smallest to the largest. So our first set of numbers are our first set of numbers are 1, -5, -3, 2, and -1. Number 2. I'm going to give you three questions. So the second question, we have -3, -6, 0, -7, and 5. Yes, the last question. We have 4, 6, -3, 5, 2, and -1. Yes, so you solve the questions, and then our next lesson we'll solve them before we start. Okay, so this is where we bring our lesson to an end. In our next lesson, we are going to look at some practical applications of the number line and see how we are going to use the number line to solve questions in our everyday lives. Okay, thank you very much for watching.